We're gonna start the class, sir, because uh, it's a little bit late and we need to finish punctual. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen? It's on page 25, 24, and 25. Yesterday, we were reading about Yanomami and also the Amish, two different cultures, two different groups of people in two different areas. For example, they live in the rainforest, in the jungle, and the Amish live on farms in the USA. I think they live in the north part of Mexico, in Nuevo León or Tamaulipas. I'm not sure, but there are some groups of Amish who live there or here in our country. And not only they speak Spanish or English, they also speak all German, ¿no? Son famosos, they are famous because they speak all German. Hablan el viejo alemán todavía, la mayoría de ellos. So it is like that. Vale, estuvimos checando las respuestas. Here in exercise number 5, she doesn't go to bed late, she goes, and those were the answers. Let's move on with the next activity, vocabulary. Yeah, and find the opposite words in A and B. No, we have early, for example, early, the opposite of early, late. We have big, teach, play, get up, morning, start. We have work, evening, stop, little, learn, go to bed. Choose the correct answer. What is the opposite of big? What is the opposite of big?
Little.
Little, yeah, correct. También puede ser small. It's not there, but it could be small. What is the opposite of teach? For example, I teach you English and you
Learn.
learn. Correct. Okay, play. Stop. No, no, stop, no. It has to be something the opposite. As children, we play, and as adults, what do we do? When you finish your university, what do you do? What do you do? You work. Yeah, you work. Get up. The opposite of get up. Levantarse, get up.
Go to bed.
Correct. Thank you, Angel. Morning,
Evening.
evening. Yes. Morning, evening. And we have start. The one that is missing, stop.
Stop.
Huh? I don't know why they put stop. It should be finished, no? I don't know. Yeah. Could be more or less the synonym. And then it says work in pairs. Use the word to tell your partner about the people. Well, today Evelia doesn't have microphone. She just told me that she doesn't have microphone, so we're not doing this activity. I'm going to share the answers with you so you know that interperson, it needs to conjugate the verb. No? It needs to conjugate. For example, it should be Guiomar gets up early. She doesn't go to school. She learns how to cook with her mom. She plays with other children. Twine likes being with his father. He hunts in the rainforest. He takes his pet monkey. Thomas works on the farm in the morning. Sorry. He helps his father with cows. He doesn't like school. He likes playing baseball. Christina has 6 brothers and sisters. She doesn't have school now. In the evening, she reads and plays the board. She doesn't go to bed late. Remember, in positive sentences, we add S. In negative, we add doesn't because we talk about he or she. He or she. 4 different people here. Talking about you, your family life, how's it different from the Yanomami and the Amish? If we, what is the main difference? No? Do we have electricity or we don't have electricity? Hello, what is this different? These groups of people, or no difference? También cazamos, we hunt animals?
No. We don't have electricity.
We don't have? I have. I am teaching you right now with my electricity and internet. So it's the opposite. We have. What else do we have different from these two? ¿Qué más tenemos de diferente nosotros? ¿O qué tenemos que ellos no tengan? What do we have that they don't? Hello. Bye. Puedes escribir también, Evelia. You can write, Evelia.
We have cars.
Ah, yeah, perfect. Thank you. We have cars. We don't hunt. Habíamos dicho, we don't hunt. No cazamos. Hunt es cazar. What else do we have that they don't? Education. We have education. We have internet access. We live in a house or a flat. Yeah, we live in a house or a flat. Things like that, that they are different from us. Yeah, they are different from us. Vale, cosas como esas. The purpose that he wants you to tell me. Okay, so next part, please. It's vocabulary and listening. We are on page 26. Match the photos with the jobs. Here are the photos, the pictures that you can see. Let me turn off my camera so you can see better. Yeah, A, B, C, D, until J. Yeah, so you have to match the photos, and the jobs. And after that, you decide which is the correct job and the explanation. Better was For example, architect, what letter is it? C, letter C. Yes, correct. Thank you, Evelia. Letter C. Dijo Evelia, yes. Dentist. Letter G, dijo Evelia. Letter G. Yes, it is correct. Hairdresser. Letter,
F.
yeah, F, correct. Taxi driver.
D.
D. Nurse.
B.
Yes, B. Thank you, Evelia. Thank you, Angel. Yes. Receptionist. Receptionist.
J.
J, correct. Journalist. What letter is journalist? What is a journalist? It's a person who works in Universal, in La Jornada, or like a Milenio, or TV Azteca, or
E.
Televisa. Yes. Pilot.
I.
I. Lawyer.
A.
Hey. And they still wear those clothes that you are seeing right now. They still wear. For example, in France or in England, they still wear these clothes. Lawyers, when they go to the court with a judge in a case, they must wear those clothes. It's like their formal clothes for them. And finally, accountant.
H.
Age, exactly. All right, so talking about accountant, I'll help you with the 10 one. Number 10, it says, he likes working with money. Yeah, politician, the president of Mexico. No, I just know. Accountants. He's an accountant, ¿vale? Do the rest. ¿Vale? Hagan lo demás. Ahorita pongo el listening. Okay, we listen and check.
2.12 Jobs 1,
She's a hairdresser. She cuts hair.
2,
He's a pilot. He flies from Heathrow.
3,
She's a receptionist. She works in a hotel.
4,
She's an architect. She designs buildings.
5,
He's a lawyer. He works for a top law firm.
6,
He's a taxi driver. He drives all day.
7,
They're journalists. They write news stories.
8,
She's a dentist. She looks after people's teeth.
9,
She's a nurse. She works in the city hospital.
10,
He's an accountant. He likes working with money.
Okay, so we have different verbs. The jobs and the explanation or how they work. No, she cuts hair, flies, works in a hotel, designs, pronunciation, designs, drives all day, write news stories. She looks after. It means cuidar. She looks after. Mhm. Vale. Okay, that's it. No, but exercise. Next exercise, we don't do it. Complete the conversation from the job from exercise 1. One more time, we're going to use a job in order to complete the conversation. ¿Vale? Y ahorita pongo el listening, pero traten de hacerlo. Aquí están todos los jobs. Hay bastantes trabajos. No mencionaron, for example, a police officer, a teacher. They didn't mention a doctor or an engineer. They didn't mention an engineer, but there are lots of jobs, no? Biologist, I don't know, pharmacist, o chemist, a chemist. Hay bastantes trabajos, entonces no hay que quedarnos solamente con estos que nos dice el book. Yeah. Do this activity, exercise number 3, and we check in 3 minutes. All right, we continue. Listen and check
2.13
the conversation.
What do they
please.
do? 1,
What does Michael do?
He's a journalist. He writes for the Times newspaper.
Oh, that's interesting.
2,
What does your father do?
He's an architect. He designs houses and apartment buildings.
And your mother? What does she do?
She's a teacher. She teaches French and Spanish.
3,
Does your sister work in the town centre?
Yes, she's a receptionist. She works in the Ritz Hotel.
4,
Are you a doctor?
No, I'm not. I'm a nurse.
Oh, but I want to see a doctor.
5,
My brother's a pilot with British Airways. He travels all around the world.
My brother travels a lot too, in London. He's a taxi driver.
Okay, in the meantime, it loads the page. Let's practice, you and me. Angel, what does Michael do?
He is a journalist.
Oh, continue.
He writes for the Times newspaper.
Oh, that's interesting. What does your father do?
He is an architect. He designs house and apartment buildings.
And your mom, what does she do?
She's a teacher. She's teach French and Spanish.
Teaches.
Teaches.
Does your sister work in the town center?
Yes, she's a receptionist. She works in the Ritz Hotel.
Are you a doctor?
No, I'm not. I am nurse.
But I want to see a doctor. My brother is a pilot with the British Airways. He travels all around the world.
My brother travels a lot too. In London, he's a taxi driver.
What about your dad? What does he do? And your mom, what does she do? Angel?
She's a housewife.
And does she have a business too? Does she have a business? Or is just a housewife?
Business.
Yeah, un negocio. Does she have a business? ¿Tiene un negocio también? ¿O is just a housewife?
Yes, bueno. ¿Cómo si se vende? Ay, no me acuerdo.
She sells?
A topper.
She sells topper, all right. Do you have brothers or sister? Have you got siblings?
Yes.
What do they do? What are their jobs?
Uh,
Mhm.
¿Cómo si obrero? Ya se me olvidó.
Obrero?
Ajá.
Worker.
Worker.
They're workers?
Yes.
Okay. How many have you got? 2, 3, 4? Just one.
One.
Just one? Okay. So he's a worker in a factory.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Well, my mom, she's retired. She's a retired nurse. She doesn't work. She's just a housewife. And sometimes she's very busy, or most of the time is very busy, because also she looks after my grandparents. She looks after my grandparents. And my sister, she's a teacher, but she isn't an English teacher. She teaches children in primary school. Mhm. Okay, guys, because it's not loading this page, we're going to switch to the workbook, unit 2. Yeah, unit 2. This part, we're going to do the first the pronunciation, and then we're on page 13, página 13, yeah, verse with S. Then we're going to do this and this part. But first, the pronunciation.
2.2 Pronunciation.
You can listen to the word and repeat with your microphone off.
S. Works. Writes. Z. Plays. Earns. Goes. Does. Has. Lives. Is. Studies. Teaches. Watches. Finishes.
One more time. Pronunciation practice.
2.2 Pronunciation. S. Works. Writes. Z. Plays. Earns. Goes. Does. Has. Lives. Is. Studies. Teaches. Watches. Finishes.
All right, so all of those are the verbs that you have there. Writes, earns, does, goes, has, lives. Tiene ligeramente un sonido como Z, then watches, finishes. Perfect. So we continue with the other part. This part, complete the he, she form, but we're going to do it as the listening. Yeah, exercise number 3, sorry.
2.1 Present simple. 1.
Alan is a footballer. He earns £100,000 a week. He plays in the Premier League.
2.
Robert is a professor. He teaches European history, and at weekends he writes articles for a magazine.
3.
Tony works at a petrol station. He finishes work at 10 in the evening.
4.
Martha does a lot of business in London. She lives in a modern house 20 miles from the centre.
5.
Molly's married and she has a daughter, Eva. Eva likes watching TV. She watches crime dramas.
6.
Sally goes to the gym every morning. In the evening, she studies maths at college.
One more time.
2.1 Present simple. 1.
Alan is a footballer. He earns £100,000 a week. He plays in the Premier League.
Yeah, he
2.
earns ganar dinero. He plays in the Premier League. Premier League is the football league in England.
Robert is a professor. He teaches European history, and at weekends he writes articles for a magazine.
So Robert is a professor. He. What? What is the verb that is missing? Teaches. Ya sirve el audio. Yeah, perfect. And he. What is the verb?
Right.
Right. Correct.
3.
Tony works at a petrol station. He finishes work at 10 in the evening.
Works. No se los olvide. And
Finishes.
finishes.
4.
Martha does a lot of business in London. She lives in a modern house 20 miles from the centre.
Martita. She. What is the verb, guys? Hello? What is the verb? It starts with D. Does. She does a lot of business in London. También se puede decir hace negocios. El verbo do con business, ¿no? I do some businesses or I do a lot of business. in London. She lives in a modern house 20 miles in the center. Molly.
5,
Molly's married and she has a daughter, Eva. Eva likes watching TV. She watches crime dramas.
Mhm. She has, and she watches. Sally,
6,
sorry.
Sally goes to the gym every morning. In the evening, she studies maths at college.
Those studies.
She studies at a university. Okay. Last part, it says WH question. What, where, what time, why, who, how old, how many, no? Remember what is to ask about things or activities. Where is about location or place. What time, well, it's about the time. Why is when we would like to know the reason. The reason, it's always because. Who is for a person. How, it's about asking your health. How are you today, guys? How's it going? Or is to ask about the transport. How do you come to school? Or the way to do certain things. How old is to ask about the age. Yeah, how many quantity. Vale, we listen to that.
2.3,
With this, we finish.
questions. 1,
Where does Leo work?
In an office.
2,
What time does he start work?
At 9 o'clock.
3,
What does he have for breakfast?
Coffee and toast.
4,
Who is he married to?
Lara.
5,
How does he get to work?
By bus.
6,
How many children does he have?
2.
7,
How old is he?
35.
8,
Why does he work so hard?
Because he needs the money.
.3 Questions. 1,
Where does Leo work?
In an office.
2,
What time does he start work?
At 9 o'clock.
3,
What does he have for breakfast?
Coffee and toast.
4,
Who is he married to?
Lara.
5,
How does he get to work?
By bus.
6,
How many children does he have?
2.
7,
How old is he?
35.
8,
Why does he work so hard?
Because he needs the money.
All right, guys. With this, we finish. We're gonna practice more tomorrow about a friend. No, you have to tell me about your friend. So think about a friend, your best friend. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.